It was another wild week in Washington and on Wall Street. Here's what caught my attention: the US dollar. Hey there, Phil Plourd, head of insights for Ever.Ag. Please be sure to read the disclaimer at the end of this video. US dollar traders sold it aggressively last week. At one point on Friday morning, the US dollar index was down 4% on the week. We rallied into the close and finished 3% lower, but that's still a massive move in currency markets. I have three things that come to mind. First off, is it possible that there's a weak dollar, strong commodity trade out there? Even with all the tariff turmoil, all the open questions, historically, we see a weaker dollar provide some impetus for people to buy commodities. And at one point on Friday morning, you saw crude oil, corn, all up by massive amounts on the day, which seemed to be something like a reflation trade, oddly enough. Second, more practical terms for the markets that we cover, a weaker dollar does improve the U.S. competitive position in the export markets. Again, net of the tariff situation, if you look at the price of cheese last week in Chicago, it was up 4%, but it was up only 1% in terms of the South Korean won. Meanwhile, for our competitors, a weaker dollar makes their goods look more expensive. Take mozzarella cheese in Europe. Last week, the EX said prices were steady to a little bit lower in euro terms. They actually went up 3% in US dollar terms. So net of the export tariffs and turmoil, probably a net positive for U.S. dairy trade. Lastly, a lot of talk over the weekend about how the dollar being on sale, treasury yields going up last week was a vote of no confidence in the U.S. economy, and the days of the dollar hegemony are over. I'm not sure I go quite that far. Yes, we closed at the lowest level on the U.S. dollar in a few years. Yes, we may have violated a big technical support level. We have to confirm that. So yeah, I think there's reason for concern about the value for the dollar. But I always ask myself today, would you rather own a dollar or a euro? I still say the dollar. I think that's what we're going to come around to, but dynamic trade on the way there. If you're interested in reading Phil Plourd's Monday Morning Demand Notes, get in touch with us at insights@ever.ag.